So it's time to resume with the meeting. Let us begin the panel discussion. From here, I will be inviting Professor Ametani to take over as the chair. Thank you very much. So let us begin with the second half of the symposium, which will be conducted in English. So I think there will be simultaneous translation for those of you who need the Japanese translation. And this is a panel session giving 5 minutes each for each speaker, dealing with the education as a first topic. In other words, we have humanities and social sciences and natural sciences. And we are going to discuss about the present state of interdisciplinary advanced doctoral programs in other countries, inviting the speakers to speak about their own countries. So we have an hour for this, and the second part will be discussing infrastructure. We have the issues surrounding Fukushima in terms of energy and infrastructure, and therefore we would like to focus our attention on electricity to invite the panelists once again to speak on this topic.
In this session, as we explained, you speak first about 5 minutes for the unified education, natural science and human science, or social sciences. And this global resource management, we need at all the students to learn both natural science or the engineering science student and also the humanity or the social sciences. So could you please speak about your university, the education system, especially from the viewpoint of the unified education for the human and social and natural sciences. And first I asked the Professor Carlo Nucci, who from the University of Bologna, you may have known the University of Bologna is the oldest university in the world, was recognized in European countries anyway. So Carlo, could you start? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Ametani, for this invitation and for giving me the opportunity to talk to you 5 minutes on unified education of human social science and natural science engineering at the University of Bologna. As Professor Ametani said, this is the oldest university of the Western world, which was founded in 1088. In this presentation, I will show only part of the slides that you have with you. This because of the limit constraints of 5 minutes. The slides that I skip are self-explanatory, give a wider picture of the University of Bologna, dealing also with research aspects and other facility and the logistic and organizational aspects. Here we focus on education. And this is the university with over 920 years of history, considered one of the national big university. And since 1989, our university has adopted a multi-campus structure. You see the 5 cities involved in the same university, the University of Bologna, Forlì, Cesena, Ravenna, and Rimini. Some figures. A little bit less than 100,000 students. You see 83,000 students in academic year 2011-2012. of which about 5,000 are foreign students from about 100 countries. 11 schools. Very recently, this year, we changed the system. We had faculties. Now we do have schools. The old faculties merged into schools. For instance, my faculty was the Faculty of Engineering. Some months ago, merged with the Faculty of Architecture, and now we are the School of Engineering and Architecture, and so on. 100 research units, 33 of which are departments, 100 libraries, 60 museums, and 411 course of studies. Educational program is this. More in detail is about 100 first degree courses, 3 years, 108 second degree courses, 2 more years. Then we get 70 professional master. This is not the master, typical master that when we mean bachelor and master. No, bachelor is this 101 first degree courses. Master is this 108 second degree courses. These are professional masters, plus 51 courses of PhD. It's very important to state that the University of Bologna strongly believes in this common view. Social, human, technological aspects are seen as an overall picture. We do not have a polytechnic. We have one big university, and we do believe in harmonizing the different cultures. Now, this is the list of schools very quickly. Agriculture and veterinary medicine, arts, humanities and cultural heritage, law, economics, management, statistical science, engineering and architecture, modern foreign languages and literatures and interpreters, medicine and surgery, pharmacy and biotechnology and sports science, psychology and education science, science, mathematical, physical and natural, political science, the one in Bologna, which is located in Bologna. Now, the focus of this topic, the Italian university system. Certainly, the Italian university system is based on the so-called Bologna Process. You probably know that on June 19th, 1999, 29 European countries' ministers of higher education met in Bologna in order to subscribe the so-called Declaration of Bologna, which gave start to the Bologna Process, joined now by 46 countries. It is based on the so-called ECTS, which is the European Credit Transfer and Accumulation Systems. Now, we do use that, of course. Fundamental purposes are increasing of mobility, adoption of a 3-cycle system, and of a comparable, compatible titles of study, the creation of a system of credits. In Italian, these ECTS are called the CFU. The promotion of European cooperation in the evaluation of quality and quality assurance. First cycles is the Diploma di Laurea, which is the bachelor degree, consisting of 100 ECTS in 3 years. Second cycle is the so-called Diploma di Laurea Magistrale. In English is the master's degree. 120 ECTS in 2 years. Then we have a third cycle, which is the PhD phase. In Italian is dottorato di ricerca and the diploma di specializzazione. This is the PhD, the third and last cycle of our education. In addition to that, Italian university offer advanced study programs called University Masters of First and Second Level, which is high-level vocational training. These are professional masters, not to be confused with the second. I already said that. The official description can be consulted at this site. Now, this adoption of the Bologna process is regarded at 2 different levels. National level, the same for all universities in the country, which has to do with this 3-cycle system, ECTS, DS, and the national quality assurance systems. There is a special organism that is devoted to the control of the quality of our courses of study. It's recent, very demanding, I would say. And then we have a second point, which is institutional level. This is what we do at the University of Bologna. We put efforts in innovative course design, in university social responsibility, employability, and so on, as you can see here. So the summary of what I just said is represented in this picture. So you see the degree, secondary higher school. So the first block is the bachelor degree, first cycle, 180 ECTS in 3 years. This I already seen, this is just a summary. Master degree, second cycle, 120 ECTS in 2 years, and then PhD degree, which is the third cycle, maximum of 3 years. The number of ECTS is nowadays we are studying, which is the number 40 ECTS, 50. That will depend probably on the various schools. As mentioned before, we have a first level master, which is after this bachelor degree, and the second level master after the master degree. So this may be confusing for those who come from abroad, but for us is very clear, and I hope that now is clear also for you, because it's the second time that we repeat this. So I would say that the last transparency is this one, institutional level. It lists all the commitment of the University of Bologna within the framework of the adoption of the Bologna process at a didactic, strategic, and organizational level. Courses are designed according to the 3+2 model, and all activities are expressed in terms of credits, learning outcomes, and competencies. Large attention is given also to the development of a lifelong learning catalog of professional master, short courses, and summer schools. Main strengths are the development of new service at different levels for promoting internship experience, creation of an internal quality assurance office. We have this internal quality assurance office created in 2007. Is the second time I mentioned that. It's very important for us. We believe in that. The adoption of the diploma supplement, the increasing relation between research and didactics at the PhD level, the development of an international relations department for a strategic coordination of the institution's international policies, which was created in 2005. The high percentage of students participating to mobility programs, and the development of double and joint degrees at different levels, and the development of international study programs. We have more than 40 intern, master, and PhD programs, and the presentation of a university strategic plan as a tool of defining and disseminating the main objectives and results of the institution, also in relation to its stakeholder. So this is the end of my presentation. The very last, the transparency shows the 212 degree programs that we do have, 94 in the first cycle, 107 at the second cycle. There are a few exceptions where we have a single cycle of 5 years, only 11 of these courses. One exception is at our school, is the civil architecture engineering. Only it's 5 years in a row. We don't have 3+2. Whereas, for instance, myself, I'm teaching in this first cycle, which is electrical engineering, and then a second cycle, which is electrical energy engineering, just to differentiate. Then we have 28 degree programs, which lead to double, multiple, or joint degrees, and 40 international degree programs, of which 18 are in English language. I will be happy to reply to some questions in case you have. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Carlo. Carlo, just can you go back to slide? ちょっとだけ日本語で
If I may just supplement with Japanese regarding Bologna Protocol, there are great changes taking place in Europe in terms of the university system, and therefore, the undergraduate only spends 3 years. In case of Japan, it's 4 years, but it has been changed to 3 years in Europe. The continental program used to be made up of 5 years, and it was issuing diplomas after 5 years. And even today in Japan, in the medical schools, it takes 5 years or 6 years, but in continental Europe, it used to be 5 years, and a diploma was issued at the end. But the English in Scotland, they also still maintain 5 years and issue diplomas, but in Bologna, this is the system. And so the bachelor's degree takes 3 years, which and the master for additional 1 year. But next to it, there is a second 2 years, a master's degree.
Difference between those two.
So this one is the master degree, typical of the Bologna process. This is the 2 years. This is 2 years, and you get 120 ECTS in 2 years. This one is a professional master. So you got your master degree, and then, for instance, you want to get an additional master on oil and gas, plants, oil and gas offshore plants. Then you get that. You have to receive 60, basically speaking, 60 hours, and then you get an additional title.
But anyway, the difference is okay. Altogether 4 years.
No, altogether.
Also left 4 years, 3 years and 1 year
plus
to get
2,
a master.
5 years. 5 years. These ones are 5 years.
2 years and 2 years.
No, you should see horizontally. So you get first bachelor 3 years, then master.
So second one, you don't have a bachelor. Second one, those students cannot get a bachelor degree. Yes.
I'm not sure I understand. So these students can get bachelor.
Okay.
In 3 years.
Then go to another.
And then
fine.
can go here, but they don't. Yes.
So the system is rather complicated, but it's transforming, and in 3 years, a bachelor's degree can be obtained.
We next move to the Professor Matti Lehtonen from Aalto University in Helsinki. Just there was a nice talk from the previous one about Finland, and he come from Finland. And this Aalto University was established 3 years ago, 2008. Previously, he was a professor at the Technical University of Helsinki. And then there is also, you have known the Finland, the good architecture, and the designing, and so on. All those colleges merge, get together, and it becomes one Aalto University. So I'm quite sure in this Aalto University, all the students somehow have to learn humans and social sciences at the same time, natural science, I believe. So, Matti, could you start your presentation?
Thank you. So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, I come from Aalto University School of Electrical Engineering, Department of Electrical Engineering, where I am the professor of electrical engineering. This is the structure of our university at the highest level. So, it's divided into 6 schools, 4 of which are technical engineering schools. Then we have School of Business and School of Art and Design and Architecture. The undergraduate studies have been constructed in such a way that you have to take the minor subject from another school. So it's very common that my students in electrical engineering can combine their main profession to some business, for instance, business management or economics from the business school, or whatsoever in the other schools. But we try to favor such combinations that there is a good deal of economics included anyway. The bachelor level studies include a lot of basics from different disciplines, so they have a very, very broad base anyway. We also follow this Bologna process. I guess now you can hear me better. As Carlo was presenting, so we have exactly the same structure for the basic degrees. The idea is, from our point of view, that for the master level, so the box in the middle here, we can have a new intake of students coming from different backgrounds. So from different universities, from general universities, from international universities, and so on. The same logic applies here for the doctoral studies. So this has, of course, such a consequence that we have very variable backgrounds of the people coming to the study programs, and so we have to adapt our teaching in such a way that it serves very general issues as well. Now, going to the doctoral studies level, we require the students, in addition to write and defend a doctoral thesis, to make courses of 40 credits. Of these, most are in the major subject. So as you see, there's no minor subject in doctoral level anymore. So, and then there are some general courses from 5 to 20 credits about scientific practices and principles, and so on. How do we divide this between these two types of courses? It depends on the negotiation between the professor in charge and the student. So there's one professor who is supervising the thesis, and he's also checking that the contents of the courses is in balance and agrees well with what the student knows in beforehand. So as you see, here is a big responsibility at one single professor and also at the student, so that the degree will be logical in contents. Here we have some example about this general subject courses. There are some more than presented here. But as you see, there are some history, some futurology, some philosophy, how to make science, and then there's some knowledge and competence management and that kind of things. So, and then the last slide, perhaps the most interesting one. These are the focus areas of the postgraduate studies. Now it's research focus area, so we try to organize things such that the students write their thesis in some of these areas. And as you see, energy is there in the spot, in the central spot. So this is all what I prepared. If you have any questions, I'm ready to give answers. Thank you.
Also, just could you back one slide back? Well, here, the scientific practice and principle, it involves the philosophical studies and also involves just in computerized society. It's something it is even for the engineering student?
Yes, that's from our school.
I'd like to speak in Japanese. So this is for electrical engineering school, a part of the curriculum. And the fourth one from the top, you have the philosophical studies. And then you have a debate. Japanese next focuses on this. One-to-one debate is the focus. And then you have justice in computerized society. The information dense society requires justice, so they have to study this. As was discussed by our Finnish colleague, I think it's quite different from the Japanese engineering school.
So next, we will just see arrived. Stella She originally came from Iceland, and now she's working in Denmark, the Danish grid. 日本語に訳せばデンマーク電力国営ですが、で、she will explain about the university system in Iceland. Okay, Stella, could you start?
Thank you, Professor Ametani, and I want to thank you for the opportunity of coming here and present about Iceland. First, I want to tell you that Iceland is a very small country compared to, for instance, Japan. Iceland has a population of only 320,000 people. But nonetheless, there's a very rich culture of higher education, and the country has one of the highest rates of literacy in the world. Furthermore, due to the isolated position, Iceland is placed in the North Atlantic. The people of the country have been forced to study other languages, and 95% of the population, aged 6 to 99, they actually know English, and most people know both Danish and English, as well as Icelandic, of course. In Iceland, though there's very few people living there, there are quite several universities and graduate schools. To name them, we can start with Bifröst University, which was originally a business school, but now also offers a degree in law and social sciences. Holar University College offers a program in fish biology and aquaculture and rural tourism. There's Agricultural University of Iceland, which focuses on agricultural and environmental sciences. And then there's the Iceland Academy of the Arts, which is the only university in Iceland who offers a degree in the arts, art, design, architecture, fine arts, music, theater, and dance. Now, if we move to the universities offering engineering and natural sciences, then we have Reykjavik University, which is a school of business, law, computer science, science and engineering, and then health and education. There's a University of Akureyri, which has law and social sciences, health sciences, education, business, and natural sciences. And then there's University of Iceland, which is the oldest university in Iceland, who has social sciences, humanities, medicine, natural sciences, engineering, and teaching education. And then there are two new graduate schools called Keilir and Reykjavik Energy Graduate School of Sustainable Systems, who focus on energy and technology and give higher education in earth science and business. From all of these universities, there are only 3 that offer both social science and natural science. Those are Reykjavik University, University of Akureyri, and University of Iceland. And I want to look more into the last 2, which offer the possibility of unified education of human social science and then natural science and engineering. Reykjavik University is fairly new. It was founded in 1995. And here it's possible to take a unified education where the students can blend psychology with either business law or engineering. They have not enhanced it to more blending, but they are working on making the education possibilities larger. University of Iceland, which is the largest university in the country, here it is possible to take a cross-disciplinary education. This is a special faculty that has been started in the university, and it cooperates with all the other faculties in the university. This means that students of the faculty of cross-disciplinary, they will, together with teachers, blend as fitted. They can put together the education they need in order to have the degree that fits to what they want to work with afterwards. There are also pre-organized degrees such as public health, gerontology, education and environment and natural resources. This new faculty has been created due to a need from the industry, and the need comes because there's more and more use, or we need more and more people who have knowledge in both human and social science and science and engineering, and understanding of how to combine the both of them. This is my last slide, but I want to add that the education in University of Iceland is the same, has the same form as in Bologna and in Finland, where you have first 3 years of bachelor degree, then you can put 2 years on top of that of master degree, and then add 3 years of PhD. But due to the isolated location of Iceland, most students choose to either take only bachelor degree in Iceland and then move offshore, overseas to United States, Denmark, or other countries, or to take both bachelor and master in Iceland and then take their PhD degree overseas. Thank you.
Thank you, Stella. Just one thing, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, his line uses so-called cross-disciplinary education. 意味わかるんですけど、内藤先生言ったら日本語でもなんて言うんですか？
So in Japanese, cross-disciplinary means what, Professor Naito?
日本語で
学際的。
学際的です。どうもありがとうございます。これが特にクロスディシプリナリーエデュケーションというのが
Cross-disciplinary education, as I discussed with Professor Nucci in Finland and Scandinavian countries, cross-disciplinary education seems to be one of the mainstays. And so natural science or engineering blended or combined with business, and such a cross-disciplinary education is quite well adopted in the Scandinavian countries, Nordic countries.
Now we have the 3 talks from European countries. Now we move to the South America, just the other side of Japan. 12 hours, 12時間時差あります。If you go down deep up to the earth, then we can reach the same place. 日本の反対側のブラジルから、OK? The Silvério, Visacro, could you start your presentation? Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. As Professor Ametani said, I came from Brazil. Here you have the country and the state in red. My university is a baby compared with some of the ones referred to here before, okay? We were founded in 1927, when a little after the capital of Minas Gerais was moved to Belo Horizonte. And this is a governmental university, a federal university in Brazil. Here you have a site of our part of our campus, always sunny, and concerning undergraduate education, o FMG has courses in all fields of knowledge. We have 76 undergraduate courses that enrolls about 31,000 students. This I mean in this campus. We have another campus in other cities, but I will refer only to this one. The graduate education, we have about 70 PhD programs enrolling almost 7,000 students, 85 continuing education programs enrolling about 5,000 students, and 40 medical residents, including two hospitals. Our staff is about 2,700 professors and involves about 5,000 administrative and technical staff. I was requested to talk about undergraduate education here, so let's focus on it. In Brazil, the policy for undergraduate education was established about 2000 by the federal government, the Ministry of Education. And a special plan was developed to face the challenges of this multidisciplinary world that changes every day. So it was decided to adopt an approach for all undergraduate courses curriculum based on flexibility, and it was implemented in 2001. At that time, every course had to prepare and submit a new curricula to be approved by the university. But based on the flexibility, each one could adopt the way they decide. The curricula became a path comprising several different possibilities of routes defined by each course. The student in this curricula can decide freely his own route with the support of a supervisor. In addition to the specific education, the curricula should allow complementary education in other areas. And the curricula are expected to include activities in different areas and not only content acquisition in the technical area of the course. To implement such policy, it was decided to use two means, the so-called vertical flexibility and the horizontal flexibility. The vertical flexibility concerns the content and the subject distribution along the years. Here you see the structure of the articulate content of the courses, and it is worth to say that there is not a specific defined period for bachelor degree. Some courses spend 3 years. Most of them 4 to 5 years. For example, in electrical engineer, 4 to 5, depending on the definition of the curricula. Okay? And sorry. No. This is okay. Here you see the contents. We have the specific core that concern the required general base knowledge in human, social science, and natural science and engineering. We have the complementary education that gives a professional certificates. It can be a defined one. Let's exemplify. In electrical engineer, you can have telecommunication, you can have power system, and other traditional one. Or it can be an open certificate. The student with a supervisor can propose a new certificate. And it has to be accepted by the course. And there is the free education, completely free, in any area, according to the personal interest of the student. In any of the courses of the university, he can get some subjects of such courses. So, on the other hand, there is the horizontal flexibility that concerns the activities inside and outside the university that became worse according to this philosophy. It involves a large spectrum of activities that contribute to education, such as participation in events, including attendance and organization, scientific and teaching initiation, professional experience, etc., interchange, international, national, and development of publications, and so on. So, to conclude, there is not a unified education of human, social science, and natural science engineer in the whole university. But the courses are expected to propose the basis of an education that contemplates such kind of education. Each course builds a proposal based on the flexibility. If we get to the graduate courses, it is much more free.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So we have heard about the term cross-disciplinary. And here, I think the point is multidisciplinary. Of course, Brazil is a very big country. And I think we heard about quite a free range or freedom, or larger degree of freedom. So this is quite different from Japan as well as from Europe. Thank you.
Now, from South America, we go back to our Asia, the Korea. As you have known, Korea's industry is so much advanced. And now, few days ago, we have a newspaper, 新聞でサムソンがシャープを買う。
There was a newspaper of Samsung investing in Sharp, Hyundai's involvement in Hitachi has also been reported. So Korean industries have caught up and superseded Japanese industries, and I think education was critical here.
We believe your Korean industries, it was competitive Japanese industry, but now maybe more than Japanese industries. And I'm afraid Samsung buy Sharp and Hyundai buy Hitachi. I'm very much afraid. And sure, this is very much based on your education system. So please, could you start about the introduction?
Thank you, Professor Ametani, for your kind introduction. As I said to students yesterday, the Korea's economic scale is just 1/4 of Japan, and the population is 1/3 of Japan. So we should search for the cooperation between Korea and Japan in many ways, including education. Today, I am talking about some examples of integrated of education, natural, social, and human science at Seoul National University. Is the university I am working for. At first, I briefly introduced the SNU in statistics. And for the convergence and fusion of social and human sciences and natural and engineering, the SNU has to take 3 steps, as is shown in here. Already we have new curriculums, that is core courses in general education. And also we have established a new college to cover liberal education. That is a new trial as a leading university in Korea. And finally, I will talk about briefly the university entrance system of my university. These numbers shows some statistics on my university. Its total number is 3,900 professors, and it was established in 1946. Before that, it had been the Imperial College of Japanese colonial era. And there are total student numbers, 27,000 is a very big, maybe biggest in Korea. Among them, about 30,000 foreign students. And we are searching for the globalized education. And we has been ranked as 37 by the university rank in the year 2012 by QS. As you see in these statistics, SNU is very comprehensive. It covers almost all the academic majors, just like University of Tokyo and Kyoto University in Japan. Here I show the curriculum in SNU as the course classification is composed of general education courses and major courses. Among general educations, I am going to talk about core courses to overcome the barrier between the natural and social sciences. General education core courses consist of those that will guide the students towards forming a clear viewpoint and outlook on world, on major issues regarding human life, the society, and the nature. There are 5 categories in core courses. that is literature and arts, history and philosophy, society and ideas, and nature and technology, life and environment. And the second action we've taken is the liberal education in SNU. We have established a new college for liberal studies. And every year, the number, as shown in the tables, the undergraduate students is growing. Now in total, 518 students in the College of Liberal Studies. As a characteristic of this college, students can design by themselves a curriculum that is allowed to be a new major that will be written alumni paper. And so far, there are 27 student self-designed majors, such as artificial intelligence, athletic science, bioengineering, culture contents marketing, environmental science engineering, fine arts management, international development collaboration, international environment. These majors are a little different from the conventional majors in the established colleges. And another one is the barrier in the high school education. So originally, in the law of fundamental higher education, the current Korean education system does not divide the high school curriculum into science and literature. But many high schools have their students make a choice between JICA and Bunka at the first grade and second grade for the convenience of education for the university entrance. Every high school wants to enter many students of them to the first ranked university like Seoul National University. So they, by themselves, divide into JICA and Bunka. So SNU announced that from 2014, it allows students who choose to take so-called Bunka study subject in entrance examination can apply for the departments of architecture and industrial engineering, that is JICA. SNU will also has a plan to expand this kind of cross-application in the long term. I have not distributed the new materials because I just found some similar programs in my university as the GRM in Doshisha University. I will briefly introduce. Yes. No. A new one, yeah. Yes. This one is the similar programs in my university, just like GRM in Doshisha University. At the keynote speech, I have been very astonished to have a very good program in Japan, by the Ministry of Education in Japan. We have established Brain Korea programs. That is just like a Center of Excellence COE program in Japan. But we do not have a regular leading graduate schools like in Japan. So I should say to the higher ranked officials of my government that Japan already have such a good programs in grad school. So we should learn from the Japanese experiences. Anyway, my universities by ourselves has these two programs I have searched. One is a program at the Graduate School of Public Administrations, SNU and JICA. JICA is just like a JICA, who now participate in the panelist. Global Master Public Administration begins in September 2011 with the combined effort of SNU and Korean International Cooperation Agency to contribute the capacity building efforts of developing countries and to enhance economic and social development. This is a little different from the Japanese one because this is only for the foreign students, but this only has a master course only. I will skip the curriculum. And another one is the program at Grad School of International Studies. So this is also supported by JICA. This is a master program of international development policies. Its curriculum is exclusively for the foreign students only. It gets support from JICA, so I mean financially supported. And also this program provides comprehensive and practical education on development policies, and also is a wide range of courses such as development, economics, laws, and politics. I also skip these detailed curriculum. Thank you very much for your attention.
Yeah, thank you, Professor Park.
One thing that Professor Park mentioned is that they started a similar program as what we have here at GRM. We hope to cooperate. Another thing is that in high school, you have to choose whether you go to the humanities or science.
Separated to learn either natural science or human social science. For the entrance examination in university, either you go to engineering department or the economics law. A similar problem in Korea, but now you have changed somehow. We are going to change. Yeah, this also, we need something about that. Thank you very much.